Hey creators, Aimon here, and this is where I help creators go full-time. Today we're talking about balancing creativity and business because they are two separate things. And if you're a very creative person, and you also want to make a living, you kind of have to have this business mindset as well. And it took me 10 to 15 years to really fully grasp and integrate this business side into the creative side. And if you're a creative person, maybe you identify with kind of being a little bit all over the place in your mind and just maybe not sticking to a schedule or just operating in a particular way. And sometimes that particular way doesn't really complement this business side. And that's why you have to hone skills and get better at this side of it. And I know it sounds like a drag, but if you really want to actually become a full-time creator that's sustainable for your lifestyle, actually get ahead in life, which is entirely possible for everyone, I believe, then you have to learn these skills and you have to be disciplined with these skills. And when you have all this stuff down pat, then you can kind of go a bit more crazy with your creative side. Now, there's a couple of things I'm going to get into in this video, but the first thing that kind of comes to mind for me, and I've spoken about this so many times on the channel. Well, firstly, before all this, watch all of my real estate media content, and there's a bunch of tips in there about all this sort of stuff and all the other creative stuff that I talk about on the channel. But is having a very clear vision of exactly what you want. There's a lot of creatives, as I said, like they just kind of roll around and be creative. And that's fantastic to live in that. But if you don't have a plan, if you don't have a very clear vision for what you actually want out of this, that's hard to work that step by step backwards. And again, I have multiple videos on this particular topic. So when you have that clear plan, then you have the steps on how to get there, you have the KPIs on how to get there, then it's going to become much easier to actually achieve those goals. And within those goals are going to be financial goals, right? So if you're a creative, you want to actually have the goals of like create a product, be able to market that product, learn about marketing, learn about business, have these systems in place, right? And one of the biggest things for me has actually just been integrating a digital workstation. So I use Notion. You can use anything. It can be on a notepad if you want, or on notes on your phone, right? But actually having a space where you write down all of your ideas, all of your to-dos that you actually have to get done is going to also help you a lot, obviously. So just keeping organized is absolutely huge and crucial. But in terms of business and actually accruing this business mindset, things that I did on my journey, I probably spent $15,000 to $20,000 on courses, right? And this is, I've been in media business for 10, 15 years, right? And at the very start, I had no idea what I was doing. I'd get up every day and put on like a business suit because that's what I thought would help. And maybe it did help my mindset a little bit, but I didn't have exact actions to take to get X results. So that's really huge, is that in this digital workstation that you obviously have this clear vision and you're step-by-step on how to get there. And that's something that you have to figure out for your individual creative needs and creative business goals. But then you also have to have actions that you need to take that get results. So you need to do, okay, I need this many clients, and this many clients will make me this much per year. So then how many clients do I need to acquire per week or per month? Okay, and then how do I acquire those clients? That takes these particular actions. And then you need to break it down by how many of those actions do I need to take per week or per day to achieve that result. And then once you've been taking those actions, if it turns out you need to do more of them, then do more of them. If it turns out you can do less of them, then do less of them, right? But once you figure out what these actions are, and again, this is something you're going to have to figure out, but it could be cold Instagram video messaging. That's something that worked really well on my journey. It could be messaging people on LinkedIn, depending on whatever your creative journey looks like. It could be making 2 posts per day or creating video for 2 posts per day, something like that, as long as you know what these actions are that are going to get you this result, which is a course sale, or somebody buying a painting from your website, or somebody streaming your music, right? If you know that this is the result and these are the actions to get that result, then what works super well for me is when I get up, I go, cool, smash these actions out, because they're not the actions that I really want to be doing. I want to be creating, right? That's the fulfilling thing. So when you can smash out all of these things, all of the admin, making sure all of your clients are happy, making sure everybody knows what's happening, their expectations are being managed really well. Your communication is on point. You're doing all the learning that you have to be doing to ensure, and this is potentially investing in yourself, right? Buying courses and doing the research to buy the particular courses that suit your needs is going to be, again, another job for you. And I'm not pushing any of my courses. I do have a few in the description, but I'm not pushing any of that. I'm simply saying you have to invest in yourself, and you can figure it all out on Reddit and YouTube and everything like that. You can. It's all free. But when you make a financial commitment to something changes in your brain and you're just so much more committed to it. So when you go, no, I'm doing this thing for my creative career because I want to be a full-time creative, and this is my clear vision of the future that I was talking about, how would that actually feel, right? Then you work your way back and you go, okay, cool. I need to actually invest a good chunk of my money to commit myself to actually achieving that goal. And so, find the right courses for you. It doesn't have to be a course. It can be an in-person course. It can be a university degree, whatever it is that works for you. But that's something that I found was crucial in my journey, is like actually committing. One of the courses was like $8,000. And I was like, well, I'm not backing out now. I'm doing this forever. So, because I just put $8,000 of my money, which was almost all of my money at that time, 15 years ago. So there's something really special about actually committing to buying knowledge that's going to level you up. So that's something that I would definitely encourage. And look, I do have some courses or some, consultancy you can book in the description as well to help. But not saying I'm the guy for you, right? But I do have a Cozy Guy sign up there, and my music is Cozy Guy. So like, why would you not know? But so having a clear vision, having a digital workstation, having KPIs, right? Actually moving towards those goals. And then once you've finished all those things, that's when you get to create. So what I'm saying here is having a strict schedule, right? And I know this is really hard for some creatives. It happens to be okay for me because I'm quite logical and can stick to a schedule, but that's actually what helps me create, because I'm like, okay, cool, I create between this time and this time. And that's when I get to do this whatever experimentation type thing. So, but it is a tough thing balancing the business and creativity, because unfortunately, if you do want to be a creative and you do want to do this full time, then you do have to figure out all the business side. You do have to be committed to, it's tough. I see a lot of creators, they just go, oh, well, I don't want to do that. I just want everything to come to me. And I just want, my art's just good enough. People should just recognize it. And unfortunately, if that's you, the only reason I'm calling you out right now is because that used to be me a lot, is you're being entitled. Okay. And that's just not good for you. So the second that you can realize that you're actually being entitled, because nobody's going to just jump out of a plane and give you $100,000 because your art's good. You got to work like crazy, because there's millions, if not billions, of other people that are also trying to do the same thing as you. And they are all your competition, my dude, and my gal, whoever's watching. So the amount that you actually have to work in terms of getting to this thing, and to zoom out, you don't have to have a creative business. You can just create and just be satisfied with that. That's a whole different thing, right? And this comes back to why you're creating, but that's a different video. And I've chatted about that on the channel before as well. But if you do want to live a life where you are making money full-time from your creativity, I don't know why creativity is over here and business is over here, but I'm just trying to communicate clearly to you, then you're going to need to wrap your head around all this stuff, and you're going to need to do it really aggressively, because the sooner you figure this out, the easier all of this becomes, the easier everything becomes. And it took me much longer than I would like to admit to actually figure this out, because I was ignorant and I did not want to figure it out. I just wanted it all to fall into place for me. But it took me so long that I realized, oh, that's never going to happen. I had a lot of luck along the way in terms of met particular people that allowed me to just not figure things out here, and they just paid me money for my creativity and my art and my real estate videos, and that's been awesome. And it's about building connections with people and stuff. But the more I figured this stuff out, the more the money flowed and the more the creativity became easier, because everything was structured. So hopefully you've gotten some value out of this video. Sorry if I was too brutal, but also not sorry. You might have needed to hear it. And yeah, if you want, feel free to check out the links in the description. Either way, I'll see you in the next video.